Good morning, brothers and sisters. How precious we are His target of love. It is the most treasurable thing that we can have God's love and enjoy His love. What is the description of love of God in the Bible? The Bible says, how precious is God's steadfast love. And it also mentioned God's love is better than life. In Song of Solomon describe his love as the very flame of the Lord. This extent cannot be compared with anything. If I really need to describe its extent, it is the divine level of love. The very flame can evaporate many waters and floods. How precious we can share in His zealous love and everlasting love. Though our spirits are lukewarm, His compassionate love towards us never fails. Let us sing God's Family Hymnal 12, page 37, His Love Choice. We have sang the second stanza yesterday, and we are singing the fourth stanza today. Let our hearts respond to His love. You've chosen to forever love me. Your flame of love has overcome all. You're overjoyed to live in my heart. Your banner over me is love. Your affections, your glorious life. Your whole heart are mine evermore. There be endless, wondrous discov'ries. Boundless is your great ocean of love. Oh Lord, thank you for loving us with your very flame of love. It is the divine level of love. It is the very flame of the Lord. You have overcome all things. There's nothing can hinder your hearts to love us, and there's nothing to cool down your compassionate love. How precious! You have won the victory. You're overjoyed to dwell in our hearts. Your whole being belongs to us. Oh Lord, help us to discover your love every day, to enjoy your love. Today I would like to share with you the Gospel according to Mark. In chapter 12, verse 41 to 44. And it said, and he sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the offering box. Many rich people put in large sums, and a poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which make a penny. And he called his disciples to him and said to them, truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who were contributing to the offering box, for they all contribute out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on. How precious! There were many unknown women recorded in the Bible. Some was recorded as where she lived. For example, a Canaanite woman, the Samaritan woman. Some was described as a sick woman, such as the woman who had suffered from a discharge of blood. woman with a hunchback. Some describe as whom are the women related to the people who was well known to us. For example, the mother-in-law of Simon Peter. They were all unknown. And this woman in the verses had nobody we could relate it to, nowhere we can refer to. All we knew, she was a poor widow. Her situation and what she had came across was poor. But this story was recorded in the Gospel according to Mark, and as well as in the Gospel according to Luke. This was a very beautiful story. I found that the Lord especially went to see her and appreciate her. He also praised her in front of the disciples. The Lord was very busy every day. He went throughout all the cities and valleys, doing good and healing the sick. But you could see the Lord sat down opposite to the treasury that day. He saw many people offered. He especially noticed this poor widow. The Lord's heart really knew her. He sat there with purpose to unwind her. It mentioned the poor widow had 2 small copper coins. These 2 small copper coins equal to 1 penny. It wasn't a lot. It was equivalent to 1 day's salary. I couldn't give you any reference here. The value which she offered was not a lot. But you count the proportion, then this was a lot. If she offered 1 small copper coins out of 2, was more than 1/10 offering, as per the rule in the Old Testament, for it was 50%, and it was 1/2 already. But she didn't leave anything for herself. She offered all to God. We knew that she trusted in God's providence fully by her deeds. She trusted fully that God loved her. Though she had no son to support her, or no relatives to support her, she worked for her living, maybe just enough. But I believe she has experienced God in her life. God was very faithful to her and blessed her greatly. And this was why she offered without any hesitation. And the Lord praised her a lot and discovered the truth. If the Lord didn't mention it, really nobody would know what the widow had offered all she had to live on. The poor widow may go back home without feeling well, but I believe her spirit was full. The satisfaction of this poor widow was not materially, but her love towards God and the grace and guidance of God in her life. This was really a really encouraging story in the Bible. I hope we are the same, to have the love response to God, for He is worthy, to love God 100% and commit ourselves to Him. Of course, I'm not asking you to offer all your money to God. I didn't mean that, but I believe that what God admires is the heart of man towards Him. I hope we love the Lord and respond to Him with our sincere hearts. I like to tell you a story. There was a man went to a city for duty travel 15 years ago. He was doing trading business, and very often he would bring some coins with him. Usually there were some children who were begging, and he would give them some money. One time he saw a little kid standing outside the plaza. He was holding a cardboard. This cardboard has drawn his attention, and the boy was about 13 to 14 years old. He was very poor, for his clothes was torn, but he looked neat. His cardboard has written, "I want a shoe shine box." Because he was a businessman, he felt curious, so he went to the boy and asked, "Son, do you want a shoe shine box. Then how much do you need? Then this boy said, I need $125. Then the man said, that's very expensive. The boy said, it's not so. I have been to the wholesale market and have a look. It includes the box, cleansing oil, brushes, the shoe polish of more than 10 colors. I can't start my business without $125. The boy's reply was quite reasonable and systematical. Then the man asked again, so how much money do you have? And the boy answered, I have got $35. The man replied, then you're still $90 in lack. The man gazed at the boy, and he didn't look like a liar. Then he took $90 and gave it to the boy. He said to the boy, I give you the money as an investment, for I'm a businessman, but I have a condition. If you take the money, then you are my partner. But I only stay for 5 days. In 5 days' time, you have to pay me $90 and $1 as the interest. If you agree, I'll give you. The boy was so excited, and he agreed at once. Then the boy told the businessman that he was in grade 6 at the moment. He went to school 3 days a week, and he had to help his mother to do the farming and shepherding the cattle and sheep in his spare time. He was also doing very well in his study. His scores was within the top 3 in school. Actually, he was a very smart kid. This businessman appreciated this boy very much. He even went to the wholesale market with the boy to buy the shoe shine box and all the tools. The boy was ready to start his business at the entrance of the plaza. The businessman reminded the kids, for he wanted to make sure he could get the $90 back. He said, this place is not a good place. You see, no one wants to have the shoe shine for those who come in and out the plaza. Many people knew that there was a shoe shine machine in the plaza. The boys thought for a while, and he said to the businessman, I know where I should go. I should stay at the opposite to the hotel. The businessman nodded his head and said, that's right. There are many businessmen living in the hotel. Once they arrive, the next day they have to have their shoes polished for meeting their business partners. The boy went home and was busy practicing the shoe polishing skills. They polished the shoes, shiny as a mirror. The next day, he saw the boy was there too. He greeted the people and asked them nicely if they wanted to have the shoes polishing. He has already earned $50 on the first day. He gave the businessman $18. He ate his lunch for $3. He still has $29. He has paid back $90 to the businessman. This boy knew this businessman was a manager in the investment company. He then said, I will come to see you after graduation from university. Can you please give me your business card? And 15 years has passed. The businessman has opened a trading company after working in an investment company. He has lost some goods at that time. Cash flow problems. When he tried to get someone to help him, his secretary came in and told him there was a young man wanted to make an appointment with him for lunch. He said to the secretary, who was that person? The secretary is showing him a bear keychain. That was the keychain. He gave it to the boy 15 years ago. During lunchtime, he went to the appointed hotel. He was not the boy anymore. The young man bowed to the businessman. They had lunch together and talked about the past. When they were drinking tea, the young man gave him a $200,000 check and said, "I'd like to invest in your company, but I need to pay back in 5 years. That was how you taught me 15 years ago to do business by mortgaging. Do you still remember? Now I have my own company. I wish to invest in your company." This $200,000 was his tiny help. He had never think of the $90 on that day could be the payback of $200,000. This was the most successful investment in his entire life. Brothers and sisters, where do you invest your life? You will not lose only if you invest in the Lord or in His will. The payback is surely beyond our imagination. Never make the wrong investment. May the Lord bless you.